I work today in exactly the same way as before. The only difference is the audience. The role of photography is the same as today. I mean, it's documenting, it's explaining. People have memory, but they don't necessarily relate to what's happening. So you have to remind them that the situation there or here is bad, and that you have to show it. So it's still relevant, of course. In Honduras in 1988, there were two types of refugees. There were Salvadoran refugees who were escaping a rightist government, and there were Nicaraguan refugees who were escaping a leftist government. The photograph was taken in the Mesa Grande Salvadoran refugee camp in Honduras. So in the Mesa Grande camp, I took pictures, if I remember well, of there were community kitchens, there were places where they would give training in shoemaking to people, there were kids playing. And then suddenly there was this woman holding a blood-stained shirt, and I felt there was a real commotion in the camp. Then I started concentrating on that particular event within the camp. The picture shows a man who is lying backwards on a bed or a stretcher, and there are people bent over him, apparently taking care of him. This man was a refugee from Salvador. His name is Evelio Bondia. And he was working in the fields in the vicinity of the refugee camp, and a soldier came up to him and asked him to come towards him, and if he had done that, he would have gone out of the limits of the camp. So the Evelio knew about that it was not to be done. He turned around and said, I have to pick up some tools. And he turned back and he went away, and then he started running, and then the soldier shot at him, I think 6 times or something like that, and he hit him in the chest and in the arm. This picture is important to me because not only because of the fact that this Evelio was hurt in a refugee camp where you're supposed to be in a safe haven and not be hurt, but most importantly, it's important to me because many years later, in 2013, I received a Twitter message from Marina Dubon, and she asked me, can you tell me more about this man? Do you have more pictures of him? And I said, yeah, sure, I can, so why would you want to know? Because this man is my father. And it turned out that because of the fact that he was hurt, that he was privileged, that he had the opportunity to leave for a third country, and they all migrated to Canada. It happens very rarely that I get some return from, that I know what happened to them or so, things like that. So that's why, to me, it's an important picture, yeah. On the contact sheets, there are 1 or 2 pictures before the one that is shown here. There's one which for quite a long time I preferred because it was stupidly just sharper, but the angle is slightly different. And in fact, this one with a more, an angle which is narrower and a little bit unsharp. Somehow it gives more a sense of urgency, of very tense situation. That's why finally I prefer this one. But that's after many years, in fact. It's strange that I just chose it now only. I could have chosen it a long time before, but that's the advantage of having contact sheets, that you can go return and select another image.